have poetry, the last genre of literature. Poetry has to do with the act of poem writing. When you hear the word poetry, it has to do with the word act of poem writing. That means we're talking about poem. Poetry is written in verse and stanza. Poetry is written in verse and stanza. Remember, drama is written in what? Acts and scenes. Prose is written in sentences, chapters, and paragraphs. While poetry is written in what? Verse and stanza. A person who writes a prose is called an author. A person who writes a poem is called a poet. We have types of words. Poem. Stanza means a group of lines forming a poem in a unit. Remember, I said poem is written in what? Verse and stanza. So now stanza is the what? Group of lines that forms what? A poem in a unit. Then we have types of poem. We have lullaby. Most of you might have heard about lullaby. So what is lullaby? A lullaby is a pleasant song sung for babies. It is used to make them sleep. It's used to lure them to sleep. We have those songs we sing for baby who are crying. And when we sing those songs, they stop crying. So this kind of song is called lullaby. The lullaby is a pleasant song sung for babies. Number 2, we have elegy and dirge. This is a poem of mourning and lamentation. When we have poem for mourning, maybe during the death of a person, the poem used there is what we call the elegy and dirge. It is used for what? Mourning and lamentation. And we have the narrative poem. What is a narrative poem? Any poem which tells a story. When for instance, you are reading a poem and the poem tells you a story. Narrating a story, you are reading a poem and the poem is narrating a story to you. It is called what? A narrative poem. It is called a narrative poem. We are going to check the ballad, epic, and other. It is raining heavily here, and you're hearing some sound, and the sound might be affecting the sound of our video. Please kindly bear with us. We have to shoot the video because it's still raining here now. And to continue with our discussion, I'm talking about types of poem. And the next one we have is a ballad. A ballad. This is a poem which tells you a tragic story. When you read a poem, and remember I've told you what we mean by tragedy. When we talk about tragedy story now, that means story with sad ending. So when we're having a poem having a tragic story, you should know that is what we call a ballad. The poem is known as ballad. Then the next one we have the epic poem. A poem which describes the heroic deed of a poetic persona. Who is a poetic persona? The person we're talking about in a poem. So now, a poem which describes the heroic deed of a poetic persona. That's what we refer to as epic. So the epic poem is quite different from the ballad poem because we are talking about the poetic personnel. And in this ballad, it tells you a story, a tragic story. Then in an other now, this is a long poem addressed to something or thing. A poem addressed to something or thing. But most especially, this kind of poem deals with nature. When we're talking about nature, maybe you've read African Thunderstorm. All those kind of poems are known as what? An other. It talks about something or a thing. Nature. We're talking about tree, flowers in a poem. refer to this kind of poem as what? An ode. This is a long poem addressed to something or a thing, but especially things of nature. Things of nature. What means things of nature? Things created by God. When someone talk about that kind of thing in a poem, that kind of poem was called an ode. I've talked about lullaby, I've talked about a ballad, epic, we've talked about different types of poem. I hope you enjoyed today's class. And in today's class, I discussed about the genres of literature. I thought we have the 3 genres of literature: drama, prose, and poetry. And I have discussed about drama, I've discussed about prose, and I've also discussed about poetry. We've talked about the characters in a drama. I've talked about the characteristics of a drama. Talked about the types of drama. I've talked about everything. So, class, stay safe.